Well, hello there, my friend. Welcome aboard to the Daily Message. I am your humble host, Jonathan Doyle. I am glad you are here. Today, we're going to talk about how you can do the things you really don't want to do when you really need to do them. Was that a bit of a mouthful? You all have those experiences when there's something you know you need to do, but you're tired or you don't feel like it, or you're just not bringing your A game that particular day. So what do? Well, the good news is I have some answers for you. The first thing we're going to talk about today is activation energy. Activation energy was made pretty well known by Mel Robbins in her 5-second principle. She kind of figured out that most of the time her brain was not on her side, and that every time she needed to do something important, her brain would constantly talk her out of it. Why? Because as I have taught you 1,000 times, your brain is not really your friend. Your brain only wants to really do one thing, keep you alive. And most of the time it wants to keep you alive by getting you to do as little as possible, because then you're safe. But she figured out that if she could just bypass that 5 seconds, if she could make herself get started, then the rest tended to flow. So this is the basis of activation energy. The way I explain it to people is it's a bit like a snowball at the top of a hill. You just give it that little tiny first touch, little touch, goes down the hill, gathers momentum, gathers more snow. It's like those old cartoons. Next thing you know, there's a huge avalanche. But the activation energy required was very small. So this message is about reminding you that when there's something you don't want to do, often our focus is on the entire thing, is on seeing it through to completion. A lot of the time, all you actually need to do is just get started. Activation energy. So I'll give you 2 examples. The classic one is if you make a new decision you're going to get up and exercise every morning or go to the gym. Putting your clothes out the night before, leaving them at the front door, packing your gym bag, whatever, usually means that when you wake up, you don't have to root around through drawers, wake people up, try and find stuff you haven't washed. And then it's just too much. It's too hard. You give up. So having your stuff packed the night before is activation energy, because once you're awake, you're like, okay, all I got to do is pick up the bag and walk out the front door. So you're minimizing the amount of energy you need to get started. One thing I actually do is I recently bought a old-fashioned alarm clock with the big bells on the side. And when there's really important stuff I have to do super early in the morning, I'll have my normal watch on, which wakes me if I'm asleep. But if I try to lie there, I know that the big alarm clock with the bells is way out in the lounge room. And if I don't get there within 5 minutes, it's going to wake the entire house, right? So I have to get up. And once I'm up, I'm activated, then I just keep going. So I've learned about activation energy. So all you really need to do is just enough to get yourself started. Final example, I'm going to let you in on a real secret. People meet me and they go, how do you have the energy to produce content every single day? Well, this is nothing. You're seeing this video. I actually do other content on other channels as well, plus 2 podcasts a day. I'm going to let you in on a secret. There are some days, don't tell anybody, where I get to the studio and I'm like, I got to do more content. And there are times when that happens where I jump on something like Instagram, I look at some of my favorite people, some of the most motivational people in the world, and I listen to them for about 30 seconds and I'm like, yeah, damn right, get on it. And I just charge back in. All I needed was enough activation energy to get started. All right, let's finish. Just find ways to get yourself started. The rest will take care of itself. Now, please make sure you're subscribed. Go check out all these links, Instagram, everything's under here. My name is Jonathan Doyle. You and I are going to talk again tomorrow.